Authenticity. Yeah, I think that in general, I feel pretty authentic in my interactions with people. My relationships feel genuine. There are definitely certain people where I feel more free to be myself. But when I think of the word authenticity, to me it's more about the lifestyle that I'm living or that I want to live. Living in congruence with the vision inside of my head, the dream that's in there. And I don't feel like I'm doing that. I don't feel like I'm living my authentic life. Seems easy to live the lifestyle that I have in my head. Like that dream it's attainable. It's there within grasp. But there's a lot of fear and societal pressure to deviate from that. And I guess when I say societal pressure, I don't necessarily mean that there is like I'm in a pressure cooker and I've got all of these people around me telling me I can't do what I want to do or I shouldn't do what I want to do. I think it's more of a long-term buildup of certain ideals that are hard for me to move past out of fear of not having, fear of not becoming. So I've fantasized for a very long time, 10, 15 years, about living off grid. There is a little bit of a hiccup there because I do love surfing and I want surfing to be a bigger part of my life. And at least in the United States, it's a little bit difficult to find an off-grid situation that is also fairly close to good surf. I know that in Brazil, we could do it. Could probably do it in Portugal. So good. But there's been this fear for a long time for me to say, oh, no, wait, you can't do that yet. You need to basically become somebody important, do something important, do something worthwhile. And when I say do, it means more of in a career trajectory path. Ladder climbing, become somebody that other people look up to. And in this culture that I've grown up in, who are the people that we look up to? We're told to look up to, that we read about in books. They're the business owners. They're the managers of capital, the asset holders. Which is really strange because I'm not a business person. I'm not an entrepreneur. I've wanted to be one for a long time because I felt like that was the person that people look up to and idolize in our country and most of the world. But it's really not me. And I no longer want it to be me. I think that if there is some sort of business opportunity that I feel really passionate about, and I think that it's gonna it's gonna positively impact somebody's life, then I might be able to get behind it. But if it's just selling like a product, no, I don't. I want people to stop buying stuff. I want to stop buying stuff. I want you to stop buying stuff. I want the people people I know, just stop buying stuff. This is all ridiculous. I don't want to teach anything to anybody. Create a course, there is an opportunity to coach and teach and make a course for product design, but I don't really know. I feel like people, they're gonna learn. If they're gonna want to learn, they can learn somewhere else. I don't feel that passionate about teaching somebody how to work in the tech industry, sucking the life out of civilization. And that's where I am at in my feeling of tech companies. It's all just a racket. There's very little that's authentic about working in the tech industry, unless your values are very aligned with their true values, which is just get as much money as possible. Doesn't matter. Just scoop up as much money as possible. Oh, by the way, treat your employees pretty horrible. You put on a good show for them. You make them feel like they belong and they found the place. But it doesn't matter. You can just lay off hundreds or thousands of your employees, like we've been seeing the last couple of years. And so anyways, I'm pretty down about that, and I don't want to continue working in that space and doing what I have been doing. It's been 10, 11, maybe 12 years since I first started doing design work, and I've had a very on and off relationship with it, because it's something that I feel like in one side I'm decent at, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to work for these companies. I don't want to. I don't want to convince people to shell out their money just to enrich whoever is at the top of this totem pole. I want people to save their money. I want people to invest their money in assets that will allow them to live comfortably. I want people to stop striving to be, and when I say people, I mean myself. I stop striving to become anything besides who you are. And that authenticity has really been on my mind a lot. And I'm trying to become more authentic. Starts with really knowing myself and understanding that I do not want to go back into the tech industry working as a designer. I just don't want to do that. So why am I keep holding on to it by maybe doing some side work here, helping out, or then applying for new jobs. When I get into interviews, I get to the last round, I'm like, I really don't want to do this. I don't want to do this work. So then I back out of the interview and I feel like a wave of relief, saying, oh, okay, just don't do it anymore. You know? So recently I've made the decision to just stop. Like, no, you are no longer a product designer in terms of your career. It's not what you're doing anymore for a career. This whole idea of a career. It's not what you're doing to make money. You're not going to trade your time to be doing product design work for anybody. Boom. I've made that. Now I get to focus on working towards finishing these 2 houses that we have. Because authentically, deep down, I want to be that. Now, this is being like, craving, clinging to becoming. But I do want to be somebody who can finish a long rehab project. This is very difficult for me. Very, very difficult to finish something that is so long. There are so many unknowns. I don't know how to do the work, so I have to learn how to do the work and then do the work. And even if I hire somebody, I want to make sure they do a good job, so I need to know what to look for. But even more than that, I just want to get hands-on and do it. And, I am slowly doing that, but there still is something pulling me back. There's still a hurdle to jump over to become my authentic self and really dive into that position. But yeah, I think hopefully once these houses are finished and we either rent them or sell them, then in terms of geography, in terms of place, that can become a little bit more authentic for me to maybe be traveling a little bit, be somewhere that's closer to some good surf that is also affordable, laid back, surf, work on houses, hang out with Vol, spend some time with friends. Oh, that sounds so amazing. It would be great to have a property where I can just build experiences for people to enjoy and hang out and surf and do some slow traveling. But I think that first step for me is really understanding that cycle and the path that I have been in the past 10 years. And I'm getting out of that cycle no matter how much nervousness it brings me to step out of that. I'm stepping out of the cycle and saying, no, I don't want to do that anymore. Let me take steps into a different path. And I may find out that I don't want to do that too, but I need to give it a real shot, because even though we've been, working on these houses for quite a while, I haven't given it a real shot. It's always kind of been on the side, like a fantasy, but then holding on to design work. And then there's all of this stuff in my mind taking up space. So I'm really trying to free up that space, so then I have this more narrowed focus on working and rehabbing on the houses, surfing, exercising, eating well, spending time with Vol, connecting with friends. Yeah, really that's about it. I mean, hiking would be great, but, I like walking. I would like some mountains. Oh, Rio de Janeiro has such great beaches, great hiking in the city. So awesome. But yeah, besides that, I don't want to live there again. But yeah, authenticity. I'm trying to embrace it. Embrace even though it feels a little bit scary. A lot scary. So, that's what I got. That's what I got. Authenticity. Oh, I should have done this. This feels so good. Oh, my shoulders and arms are sore. Let's do this. Even right now, I've got this kind of feeling, which is a sense of relief and a little bit of joy. Like a wave coming over me to accept that I'm leaving that past behind, no longer keeping it a part of myself, a part of my future path. Feels good. Feels good.